Welcome back. Summer is upon us, the weather is warming up, and it is graduation time, which means it's time for family get-togethers and barbecues and hangouts. So today I wanted to make deviled eggs, and part of making deviled eggs is hard boiling them and having them be as perfect as they can be. So I am also going to experiment with some different methods and see which garners us the best hard-boiled eggs. Okay, I'm not going to try all the eggs in one method because I know that hard-boiled work correctly and are good. I'm only going to try a couple in the oven and the air fryer to compare. The oven is at 325, so set your oven for 325. And that's going to be for 30 minutes. The air fryer is 250 for 16, and you have to have an insert. Now, I don't remember my air fryer coming with an insert, but my Instant Pot did, and it looks like the one in the video that I watched for the air fryer hard-boiled eggs, and it fits, so we're going to try it. But in the oven, you put them in a muffin tin, so we'll try about 4 of the eggs in the oven. And I'm just spacing them out because I have the space. And we'll try about maybe 3 of them in the air fryer. So I'm just going to, again, just space them apart, sit them in the air fryer. The rest, I'm just going to hard boil. And my sister lent me this nifty egg timer. And I did try it the other day for the medium boiled eggs. And they turned out really, really good. So today I'm going to do it for hard boiled. And then I'm going to boil other eggs, and we're going to do, with the hard boiled, we're going to do ice bath versus just running them under cool water and letting them cool down. So those are the different methods that I'm going to be trying today to see which method gives the best hard boiled egg. So I'm going to put these in the oven now for half an hour. And as those are doing that, I'm going to prepare the other methods of hard boiling eggs. Stay tuned. Okay, so the air fryer just dinged. It is the first method done. So let's get them in an ice bath. Okay, so the 3 egg fryer eggs are now chilling in an ice bath. And it also looks like Eggy's done. And the oven has about maybe 5 minutes left. And the big boiled eggs have maybe a couple more minutes left as well. Now, Eggy, I'm going to take off and I'm just going to rinse in the cold water. Okay, and see here, the egg timer's cool enough to touch. See how it totally all went white? There's no color left. That's how it indicates you have the perfect hard boiled egg. All right, it's time to get the oven ones out. Let's see how they do and look. Interesting. Interesting. All right, let's get these in their ice bath. But I just want to point out, both the oven and the air fryer have like little almost like burn marks on them. I thought it was unique to the air fryer because maybe leftover from air frying, but the oven ones have that appearance too. All right, all the eggs are now in the egg bath, and I'm going to peel and cut them and see what happens. Okay, I'm going to start with the air fryer one because they've been in the water the longest. Okay, so far peeling isn't bad. I mean, it's not coming off in one big thing, but from what I can tell, the skin is coming off, which is usually one of the things that gives you, you know, ugly eggs. All right, it looked like it grabbed a little there, but overall, not too bad. Okay, they look a little bit undercooked inside, so I don't know if these will be good options for the hard-boiled egg. But they do look yummy. I'm just going to sit them there for now for comparison purposes. Next, I'm going to do the Eggy just with the cold water. But you see the skin is sticking to this one more than it did the other one. Now they also say to make, you want old eggs. Now these, I just bought these eggs, so they're not old eggs. So maybe that's why I'm having this problem. or maybe I needed to let them go through a little bit more cold water. But this other side's not happening too bad. See, a little unattractive, but it'll still taste good. The true test is, what does it look like inside? I don't think, I didn't rinse all the shell off. Dang it. Ah, now see, Eggy did cook the inside perfect. Put Eggy there. Okay, next we'll do no Eggy, just timing by myself in the big pot with the ice bath. Wow, these things, they are slick here. Okay, oh, but they are peeling a little bit better than just the cold water bath. They peeled nice. Let me rinse it. And again, nice, totally cooked yellow inside. So we'll set them there. Okay, next we're gonna do oven and ice bath. Okay, they have a weird, I may have left them in too long. It looks a little burnt and the skin is sticking. I don't know, these aren't as perfect as I was led to believe by the internet. I think I did. I think I burnt them. Wow, I hope I have enough eggs to make the hard-boiled eggs. These are definitely okay. All right, the outside looks like it got a little burnt, but the insides are cooked pretty good. So, I don't know. All right, we'll put them there. And then lastly is the eggs that I cooked by myself and just a water bath. And unfortunately, the more you peel the eggs, the more the shell tends to stick to your hands and make it a difficult task. And this one, again, perfect and peeled easily. So we'll just put them like that. All right, I will come back when I am done peeling all these eggs. Okay, you can see I'm part of the way through peeling the eggs, and I had a thought. Every video I watch, instead of doing like I do, where you just crack it here, they kind of crack and roll. Okay, that did not, I rolled too hard on that one. We'll just set that aside. We'll try crack, gently roll. Man, I rolled one not on camera and it worked great. It peeled faster than I was used to, so I thought I'd try it again, but apparently I don't know my own strength. See, there you go. It's peeling a lot faster than the other ones. Okay, then I also just wanted to show you, you just cut it in half like we were doing before, and then it's so easy. You just put it over the thing and pop out the yellow. And if some sticks, you just take your knife and gently scoop it out. All right, I'm gonna continue with the peeling and I'll be back. Okay, so I have all the eggs cut and the insides ready to go. And I always do more than the recipes for 6 whole eggs to make 12. I always do more so that I have extra filling, because when you start filling them, you just need more filling, because that's the best part. So here's the cookbook. The recipe is in the Betty Crocker cookbook. My family has been using this recipe for years. It's so super simple. Now you just kind of mash up the yolk. And the first time I made these eggs, I was, fresh out of college. I went to a work picnic at a coworker's house with all my coworkers, and I did follow the recipe exactly. And my family, they kind of went, yeah, these are good when they tasted them. But I realized later that they were incredibly salty. The only reason my coworkers thought they were so good is because, well, okay, yeah, we were drinking at the time, and, that's the reason they put the salty peanuts at the bars, is to encourage you to drink more. And, well, let's just say that after that, I never put the full amount of salt in, and they're perfect at that point. Okay, so now we mashed them. The recipe, like I said, is for 6. So here we have a little bit more than double the recipe. So again, I'm going to follow it, but I know I need to put more mayo and more of the other stuff in. So the first thing it calls for is 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. But as I said, I know I have a little bit more than that. So I'm going to put more than 6 tablespoons in. And I don't actually measure the mayo anymore at this point. I just kind of say, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 really heaping teaspoons, and maybe, we'll put a little bit more. Okay, then it calls for a half a teaspoon of dried mustard. So at this point, we're going to put a full teaspoon of the dried mustard. Now, again, I'm just going to call out, my sister does not like mustard, but dried mustard's a little different. And it works in this recipe, and I would, even if you don't like mustard, I would still recommend you put in the dried mustard. And I'm using the half to get it into here. And there's our tablespoon of dried mustard. Okay, the next thing it calls for is the salt and pepper. And again, it calls for actually 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt, and I just kind of take my little grinder here and I just kind of maybe twice it over it. And it's 1/4 of a teaspoon of the pepper. And again, I have a grinder here, so I just grind away till it looks good. I don't know if I put 1/4, if I put less, if I put more, because I kind of do this, and then once I mix it up, I give a little taste and see maybe if it needs more. And that is basically the original Betty Crocker recipe for the deviled eggs. That's it. Kind of stir it up here. I give a feel. If it feels like it's really too thick, I will add more mayo to it. So it's looking kind of good here. Now I'm gonna, because when I put them in the eggs, I use the spoons instead of the fork. Give it a slightly better stir here. Now I'm going to take one of my didn't peel right eggs, and I'm just going to give it a little swipe here and a little test. Okay, that tastes about right. And now you just fill the eggs. All right. So I'm going to fill these eggs, and I'll be back in a sec. And then once you have them all filled, the recipe doesn't call for it, but I do it every time. You just top it with a little paprika. And there you have it. Hard-boiled eggs. So I'm going to see if I can find the recipe I used. It's in the standard Betty Crocker cookbook. And again, my family loves that recipe. They really do make amazing deviled eggs. And here's some notes on the different methods. The oven takes longest. And granted, you can do a lot in the oven at a time, depending, if you put 2 muffin tins in and they're full. But in my opinion, the best way to hard-boil an egg is the good old hard-boil an egg in a pot of water, and just make sure that you monitor so you don't leave it on too long. And that is going to get you the best hard-boiled egg, and it will allow you to do the most at a time. So thanks for joining me. If you give this recipe a try, or you have other methods of hard-boiling eggs that you think work great, please drop a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time.